Picture this. You're standing on your apartment balcony, concrete patio, or tiny backyard slab, looking out at a space that feels completely useless for growing anything. No soil, no ground, no yard, just a hard surface and wasted potential. Here's what most people don't know. That space is a food garden waiting to happen. Right now, people are pulling 50, 80, even 100 pounds of vegetables out of spaces exactly like yours. Balconies, driveways, patios, windowsills, no ground required. No tiller, no land. Just the right containers, the right setup, and the right crops matched to the space you actually have. In this video, we're breaking down the complete no-yard food system. 5 proven methods that work on any hard surface, in any urban environment, for any beginner. By the end, you'll know exactly which method fits your space and exactly what to plant this week to start producing real food fast. If you're new here, subscribe and hit notifications. This channel is about building a real food system wherever you live. Now, let's get into it. Method 1. 5-gallon buckets, the foundation of the no-yard system. The 5-gallon bucket is where most no-yard gardens start, and for good reason. It costs around $3 at any hardware store. It holds enough growing mix to support full-sized vegetable plants. It moves easily when you need to reposition for sunlight, and it produces real food in serious quantities. Here's what a single 5-gallon bucket can realistically produce in one season. 1 tomato plant in a bucket will give you 10 to 15 pounds of fruit if you choose the right variety and water consistently. 1 pepper plant produces continuously from July through the first frost. 1 bucket of potatoes yields 3 to 5 pounds at harvest with 0 digging. Just tip the bucket over and collect them. The setup takes about 10 minutes. Drill 5 or 6 drainage holes in the bottom. Fill with quality potting mix, not garden soil, which hardens and suffocates roots in containers. Add a slow-release granular fertilizer at planting time. Plant 1 vegetable per bucket. Done. Compact varieties work best in 5-gallon buckets. Bush Early Girl or patio tomatoes instead of sprawling types. California Wonder peppers, Yukon Gold potatoes, Provider bush beans, all bred for exactly this kind of setup. The one thing buckets demand is consistent watering. In peak summer heat, a bucket garden dries out fast, sometimes every single day. Cover the soil with a layer of straw or wood chip mulch, and you cut that frequency significantly. That single step saves more time and water than anything else in container gardening. Start with 4 buckets this week, 2 tomatoes and 2 peppers. A summer's worth of fresh vegetables for around $30 total. Method 2, grow bags, the upgrade. Once you've run a season with 5-gallon buckets, the natural next step is grow bags. They do everything a bucket does but better, and open up growing options hard-sided containers can't match. The reason grow bags outperform buckets comes down to the roots. When roots reach the fabric wall, the root tips dry out and stop growing outward. The plant responds by producing more roots throughout the entire growing mix. More roots means better nutrient absorption, which means stronger plants and heavier harvests. Serious container growers switched to fabric years ago for exactly this reason. Grow bags come in sizes from 1 gallon to 100 gallons. For most no-yard food gardens, the most useful sizes are 5-gallon for single plants, 10-gallon for larger crops like eggplant and indeterminate tomatoes, and 25-gallon for creating an instant raised bed on concrete. That last one is worth focusing on. A 25-gallon grow bag filled with quality growing mix gives you 18 inches of soil depth and enough surface area for a serious mixed vegetable garden. Set 3 or 4 in a row on your driveway, and you have a food garden that would cost 3 times as much to build with wood and hardware. At the end of the season, grow bags fold completely flat and store in a drawer. Compare that to stacking buckets in a corner or disassembling a wooden raised bed, and the convenience difference is significant. Method 3. Balcony gardens. Vertical is everything. A standard apartment balcony has more growing potential than most people ever use. The mistake is thinking about it as a floor space problem. It isn't. It's a vertical space opportunity. The first thing to establish is your sunlight situation. A south or west-facing balcony with 6 or more hours of direct sun can grow anything: tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, beans, and squash. A north or east-facing balcony with less direct light shifts the focus to leafy greens, herbs, peas, and radishes. Both are productive. They just grow different things. Once you know your light situation, think vertically. A simple wire grid attached to the balcony railing gives climbing plants like beans and cucumbers somewhere to grow up instead of out. A tiered shelf against the wall stacks multiple containers without using additional floor space. Railing planters mount directly onto the balcony rail and add growing surface without touching the floor at all. A well-planned balcony setup running all three of those vertical strategies can realistically produce 40 to 60 pounds of vegetables in a single growing season from a space most people use for a single folding chair. The crops that perform best on balconies are cherry tomatoes, dwarf pepper varieties, climbing beans, herbs, and cut-and-grow lettuce. These are all high-productivity crops in small spaces, and they work in containers as small as 5 gallons. One important consideration for apartment balconies is weight. Wet soil is heavy. If you're stocking multiple large containers on an upper floor balcony, use lightweight growing mix rather than dense topsoil, and stick to fabric growbacks rather than ceramic or terracotta pots. Same growing results, significantly less weight on the structure. Method 4. Raised garden beds on concrete, the most productive setup. If you have any hard surface, concrete patio, asphalt driveway, or brick path, you have the foundation for the most productive no-yard growing setup available. A raised garden bed sitting directly on a hard surface works completely on its own, without any soil underneath. The garden bed itself provides everything the plants need. The hard surface underneath actually works in your favor in 2 ways. First, it drains excess water away from the bed, rather than letting it pool around the roots. Second, concrete and brick absorb heat from the sun during the day and release it slowly at night, which keeps the root zone warmer and extends your growing season by 3 to 4 weeks on both ends. Build or guy a simple rectangular frame, at least 12 inches deep. 18 inches is better for root vegetables like carrots. Cedar is the standard material because it resists rot for 10 to 15 years without any treatment. Set the frame on the hard surface. Cover the bottom with a layer of cardboard. Fill with a mix of quality topsoil and finished compost in equal parts. A single 4 by 8 foot raised bed on concrete, planted using intensive spacing principles, can produce an extraordinary amount of food. In one season, that single bed can yield 30 pounds of tomatoes, a full succession of lettuce and salad greens, a crop of carrots or radishes, a row of bush beans, and enough fresh herbs to supply a kitchen from spring through fall. That's a meaningful contribution to your household food supply from a footprint smaller than a parking space. Method 5. Windowsill gardens, year-round food with no outdoor space. For anyone with no outdoor space at all, no balcony, no patio, no driveway, the windowsill is where the no-yard food system starts, and it's more productive than most people expect. A south-facing window with 6 or more hours of direct light is a genuine growing environment that produces food year-round regardless of temperature, season, or what floor you live on. Herbs are the highest return windowsill crop. A single basil plant on a sunny windowsill produces enough fresh leaves to eliminate the need to buy fresh basil at the grocery store entirely. Parsley, cilantro, chives, and mint all perform the same way. Fresh herbs from the grocery store are expensive. They go bad fast, and you never have them when you actually need them. A windowsill herb garden solves all 3 of those problems for less than the cost of a few store-bought bunches. And once it's growing, it never stops producing. Beyond herbs, salad greens are the next most productive windowsill crop. Loose-leaf lettuce varieties grow in containers as shallow as 4 inches deep and don't need the intense direct sun that fruiting plants require. A windowsill trough planter 24 inches long produces enough cut greens to supplement your diet meaningfully through the winter months when outdoor gardens are dormant. Green onions are the easiest entry point. Save the root ends from a store-bought bunch, stand them in a small container of potting mix on the windowsill, and they'll regrow within days. Keep harvesting the tops and they'll keep producing for months from a single planting. Radishes are worth adding too. They mature in as little as 25 days, need minimal depth, and produce a steady harvest from a container that fits on any windowsill. For people who think they have no space to garden, the windowsill proves that wrong every time. No yard means nothing. A household running even 2 or 3 of these methods can realistically pull 100 pounds of food out of spaces most people consider completely useless for growing anything. Pick one method from this video and start this week. Not next month, this week. Drop in the comments which one you're going with, and I'll help you figure out exactly what to plant first. If this video helped, subscribe and hit the notification bell. New videos every week on building a real food system wherever you live.